If you find serving God to be exceedingly difficult, I just want to encourage you for a moment. I want to let you know that serving God does actually become easier. It will become easier for you to hear God's voice. It will become easier for you to understand the scriptures. It'll become easier for you to deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow after Christ. It'll become easier for you to overcome sin and temptation. It'll become easier for you to pray and read your Bible every single day. And generally speaking, it'll become easier for you to do all the things in which God has asked you to do through the scriptures and spoken to you personally. But how that comes about may not necessarily be what you expect. As you continuously grow in your sanctification and your spiritual maturity, serving God will become easier. In part because God will conform you to the image of his Son, and the more that you're like God, the easier that it is to serve God. But the other reason for why serving God does become easier over time as you continue to grow in sanctification and spiritual maturity is because you'll become used to doing the difficult things. Very similar to how perhaps a craftsman does very difficult things, but to him it's easy because he's practiced and he's used to it. A person who's a beginner may think that making such a thing is impossible because they're not used to it and are not practiced in doing it. But somebody who's at that high level is used to making difficult things like that. And so for them, in a sense, it is easy because they're used to doing the difficult thing. It's a very similar thing when it comes to your relationship with God. Because as long as you consistently pursue God over a period of time, serving him is going to become a lot easier for you. In part because you're going to be made more like him, which is going to make it easier to serve him, but also because you're going to become practiced at doing the things of God. And the more that you practice the things of God, the easier they become. And I tell you this just to encourage you to continuously pursue God despite the difficulty, and to know that your labor is not going to be in vain, because eventually there's going to come a point in time where you're going to be like, man, praying and reading the Bible is like eating and breathing for me. Resisting sin and temptation, I'm so used to this, it's a lot easier for me to overcome it. Denying myself, I'm used to disciplining myself, and so now it's easier for me despite the fact that this is a difficult thing to deny myself of. Hearing God's voice used to be so difficult for me, but because I've begun to practice and I've heard him a few different times, I know what to do now. So don't give up, but keep pursuing God. And as you continuously pursue God, things are going to become easier for you as you continue to grow. I hope this made good sense and that this helped. If you want more content like this, go and drop a sub or a follow. If you want to hear more teachings from me that outside of short form content, I recommend you join my Bible classes every single Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Google Meets.